Bro, I just want to tell you, welcome everybody, number one. But number two, that last picture you showed, Ty, me and Al look like somebody's stepdad having to take like 10 kids to fucking soccer practice. And you and Scott are like, so we're going out. Like, you guys are the dads that don't have to take the kids, right? And we're the ones that had to take them. If you go back and look at that picture, we're like,
what's up, Willis? I got my Marine Corps PT sweats on just for you, bro. Just for you, bro.
He did. He was showing them off earlier.
Just for you, bro.
Yeah, but he didn't have anything but those on. It was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, that's all I had on.
Yeah, Willis, tell Julie, man, we tried with CU, but they let us down in the end. But she probably feels like I do. We got cheated a touchdown. We should have won that game by a point, but that's neither here nor there. But shouts out to Julie because she rolled with me the whole way. Yep.
All right. So I told you guys I got a question. So today,
yes, I do. Anal.
Oh, sorry. We know that already, dude. That's not even a question. That's like a fact. Like there's a difference in a question and a fact.
Yeah.
So I was walking in the kitchen. I started humming like a song. So Becky said, "This person sings that song," and I was like, "No way, that person sings the song." But when you look it up, actually both people sing it. So going back to Cali, who sings it?
Going back to Cali, yeah, so that's LL Cool J.
LL Cool J and Notorious B.I.G.
B.I.G. sings it too.
Yeah. Which one's better?
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. Bro. It's the original.
LL, bro.
Okay. The original's always better.
With the lick lipping.
Damn. Look at stones and people. I'm just asking questions.
Going back to Cali. It's not the same.
No.
Yeah, shaking.
Taking. Funny is neither one of them were on that coast, right? I mean, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
How are they going back? They were never there. Just,
Well, he was there before. He went to Cali before, but
they
supposedly banned Biggie from California with the Tupac beef, but he made a song saying he was going back anyway. And then when he went back, that's the last place he ever went.
So what's the response from Becky? Hell yes. What was she right? Oh, she was right.
Cool J all the way.
Oh, LL.
Yeah, you know you can't
on NCIS like on the
West. But this is the thing.
But he lives there now. He's like famous and shit in movies.
You cannot argue with a lady when it comes to LL. His name is Ladies Love Cool James. Ladies know about LL.
Yeah,
so when
if you try to argue, then you might
I do want to buy LL some chapstick. He'd be licking his lips a whole lot. Like
he doesn't need chapstick, man. That's why he that's a signal.
Man, lips dry as hell.
Look, see, Becky's right. I'm a sheltered person. I'd only heard the Biggie version. I didn't know.
You never heard it.
Oh, you've heard I'm going back to Cali.
So when I said it, I was in my conviction, like, this is the one who sang. And she's like, you're dumb. And then when she sang the bars, right?
White cracker bread honky. White cracker bread honky.
He's like, man, get out of here.
Yeah.
It's a very tough time in our country. Let's not say that out. Yeah. That's an inside joke with me and Quentin. I'm sure we'll hit that.
Cracker ass cracker.
Yeah, exactly.
Shouts out to Becky, man. She knows her LL, man. Matter of fact,
I'm sure she does know her LL.
I have something. I have something for Becky. I'm gonna give her that I got from the concert when I went.
Some of his draws.
Sweat, dude. Don't do that. I'm fucking.
No, man. She just needs some good Rock the Bells merch, man. I got some for her, and I'm gonna give her because I got two. So
some of his sweaty draws and sweat bottled up.
Becky's gonna be around the way girl.
They're gonna be framed above the TV. I'm like, damn, I gotta look at this shit every day.
Yep. You just gotta be happy when she wakes up and be like, "It's jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. It's jiggling, baby." Oh,
okay, Dad.
Wow.
There you go. Wow. Hey, but you know what? When you said earlier that you look like, what'd you say, soccer dad or something like that?
Yeah, bro.
I need love, girl.
Well, I'll tell you what. I gotta give a shout out when you say that because my wife in Brooklyn right now are at volleyball. And then, like, she gets off of work and got to take her to volleyball practice, and then they're there and she's all day. And I know sometimes she's looking at me like, "Dude, what's up?" But I had to get on the podcast. I can't not go. Like, we already had this in place. So, shouts out to Renee.
Renee. This is what they call known activity.
Yeah, known activity.
It's on the calendar. Scott will explain what known activity is.
I'm shouting out to BJ, bro. That dude runs like baby Derrick Henry on the field, bro. He's like a man among boys. He's running people over, and it was crazy. I said that to everybody I knew. Like, bro, y'all need to this dude's probably gonna be running the ball at Georgia. Let's cross our fingers. You know what I'm saying?
That video was serious. When I watched it today, I watched it like 15 times in a row, and then The only thing I could say was, "Did you make this?"
No, I didn't make that video. But did you see the one where he broke out and then he sprinted and then he slowed down and then
then
spun
took
yeah.
off again?
Yeah. A little stop and go.
I like the ones where he
got him with the stop and go.
Where he changed his field. Like he's
one direction
and he
and came
cuts the other way. And
man, I got some.
Yeah, I really don't like it that direction. I'm gonna go the other way and show you I can still run that fast too.
He's catching passes. He running up. I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah, punt returns, everything. But I got some videos when him, Cameron, and Donovan were little babies, man. And we were in the backyard in Georgia, and they were doing the same stuff. But now to see it full speed all the way grown.
Well, you tell BJ. I noticed that the one where he fumbled was not on there. The one fumbled his career.
Yeah.
When he picked it back up and ran
it back up. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta get a video. Check this video out.
Mount Everest ain't got shit on me.
Who was that?
You know who that was?
That was the greatest of all
That
time.
was the greatest of all time.
Oh, it's so great.
Sir Michael Jordan.
Sir.
Well, speaking of the greatest of all time, speaking of people that are high on the list, Ty Cobb, I know we're talking to somebody today that's high on your list, so I would think it'd be the appropriate time for you to go ahead and introduce this gentleman and bring him on.
Okay. I actually met this gentleman. I don't know when I met him exactly, but we deployed together in 2001 to Kosovo. So we were in Kosovo when 9/11 happened. And then we deployed together multiple other times at Fort Campbell. He taught me so much about the military decision-making process, prioritization of work. He also told me how to, what's the word? Be a hard ass, I guess. I had not really known how to be a hard ass. He's really good at being a hard ass. So he taught me a lot of that. This is Quentin Smith. He's one of my favorite people in the military. He's actually in my book of heroes for the military. So let's welcome Quentin Smith, military police officer, retired first sergeant, veteran business owner in the Augusta area.
There it is.
There he is, bro. That was a really long ass resume, bro.
Hey, what's up, Quentin?
Like I'm intimidated now. We got to follow that.
You know, we love our gate guards. Just saying.
Yeah, Ty, you gotta bring him in all the way full screen so we can see him, man.
Yeah.
You gotta bring him in.
Let's see.
What you got in the background there, man? You had a monkey with a baseball cap on in the background there, Ty. What is that?
It's Chewbacca with a Atlanta Braves cap on.
Same thing.
That's Chewbacca.
Yeah, same.
That's one of Tatum's masks.
Quentin Smith, what's going on, sir?
Not much. Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet
You too, sir.
Yeah, welcome to the circus, you dog.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up, Quentin?
Thanks, Kyle.
I grew up in South Florida. We talked about that a little bit earlier, down in Naples. Moved down there when I was about 8 years old, bouncing around prior to that, other states through various reasons. Stayed down there, graduated high school down there, and joined the military. And 30 days after graduation from high school, went over to Miami to MEPS and flew out to Fort McClellan, Alabama from there back in July of 1992. And that kicked off the long career in the military from there.
1992. So what motivated you to join the military in the first place?
Well, I wanted to be a cop and I wanted to be in the Army. So why not join the Army and be a cop in the Army? So I went as a military policeman.
Military police.
92.
What's that?
You joined in 92.
92. Yeah, July 92.
I was 11.
So you went to airborne school right after OSIT training, or?
No, I went to airborne school when I was stationed in the Old Guard. I was walking down the hallway and the platoon sergeant said, "Hey, you want to go to jump school?" And I said, "Sure, let's go." So that's how that happened. That happened a few years later.
Sounds fun. Why not?
Is he going dark for you guys too?
Sorry about that.
A little bit.
Oh no, okay.
So now, I was walking down the hallway and platoon sergeant said, "Hey, you want to go to jump school?" And I said, "Yeah." I went over to the Pentagon, got a physical. I had one done in 2 days because I knew somebody over there, and I was off to jump school from there.
Damn, bro. You got to be pretty high on the food chain to know someone in the Pentagon.
Bro, to have somebody in the Pentagon check your butthole and tell you to turn your head and cough, that shit is fucking real. Like, that is real.
So jump school, man. So jump school means so just for I have it right. So there's a perfectly fine airplane that flies very well, and you decide to go up in there and jump out of it to make sure that your parachute works to see if you can jump out of a perfectly fine plane and land on the bottom. Is that am I right or kind of sort of?
Good old Fort Benning, Georgia.
Can you hear us, Quentin?
I don't think you can hear.
Yeah, I don't think you can hear it.
I don't think he's got us right now. Let's see.
Hey,
But to answer your question,
he's definitely
Scott,
military police. Quentin, you definitely military police, bro.
Yeah.
You better call it Camo.
To answer your question, Scott, the answer is yes. That is exactly why you go there.
It's either that or Quentin said, "Fuck Scott." He doesn't want to have to answer. He don't have to answer your questions. He was like, "I don't have to." He ain't gonna ask me shit.
Checking my police record right now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
right
he probably
now.
it looked like he's.
Yeah, he pulling your background right now, bro. Running your tags and shit. So you got an outstanding warrants.
Yeah.
Let me call him real quick.
Well, see,
Hey, he only has warrants in Denver. Can't get me in Houston, bro.
yeah, you don't have nothing in Houston. I'm clean in Houston.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know how that is though, man. If you're on your Apple computer and somebody calls you on your phone and they call,
he's probably gonna have to log out and come back in just
Yep.
because that phone. It happened to me. So when somebody calls, for all of a sudden you can't hear shit.
Yep. Well, we'll bring him down, Ty. We'll bring him down and bring him back up when he pulls his stuff back up.
defund
Hey!
the HOA.
Fuck that HOA, bro. These motherfuckers taking
Yeah,
my
but
money.
so let me
Hey,
ask
they
you
don't
now,
enforce.
listen.
No, go ahead, man. Go
Listen.
ahead.
So when you wear that shirt, did they automatically want to make you the president of the HOA?
Oh, bro, they don't even invite me to meetings. I'm like, I got a question. How come we pay HOA?
He said I have a question.
We pay HOA dues, and I still see people parking on the street. They ain't bringing their fucking garbage cans in. The grass ain't cut. I got an issue. I'm paying y'all
Look,
$100 a
How's that
year.
dude? When you were in like the all hands call with like the officers, right? The admiral's there or something.
Raise my hand.
And
Got a
everybody's
question.
like, anybody got a question? Al's the guy that raises his hand. Everybody's like, fuck,
No,
we'd be here for a
I
while.
was the guy that when I came in, they gave me the little index cards with the questions I was allowed to ask. Like, if you're gonna ask some shit, you can ask on this card. And I was like, fuck these cards. I got a question. Hey,
So you don't stick to the cards. That's what you're saying.
my number one question is, how does a CB pull up his socks?
Hmm.
You know how they do it?
How?
Doing the podcast will be canceled, but essentially you take your pants all the way down, you pull your socks up, and then you pull your pants up. They didn't.
Oh, that's true.
I did it and got a command coin for it, but they were not happy with it. They were not.
I'm saying it's because you got to tie the blouse and strap at the top of your pants because that sticks at your knee, and then you've got the actual blousing strap at the bottom. You got to make them things tight. So the only way to pull your socks up is to pull your pants down. Like
I went. We were in the field. We were on a field X, and I went bare ass. I was draws and all. And the admiral was like, "That's fucking impressive." I was like, "Thank you, sir. I'm here all day."
Oh, look at that,
Quentin, you back with sound?
Can you hear us?
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Look at that. Becky said that might be January's t-shirt drop.
Hell yeah!
Be on the lookout.
Yeah, Quentin's on mute. There he goes.
Can you hear us, bro?
Yeah, he can hear us.
No, we got no voice from you.
Dang, Ty.
Log all the way back out and log back in. Turn it off and turn it on first, Sergeant.
Yeah, he ain't taking a shit. Was he in the bathroom taking a shit? hey, you know what's gonna be now we got the jokes. What was his fucking ASVAB score? I need to go check his shit.
Yeah, right. Listen, obviously he was a gangster at leadership because he didn't have to do shit that required to get it done. You know what I mean? He was like, listen, this is what we need done. And then it got done.
He sounds country as shit. Like he sounds like he might hog tie your ass. Like he sounds so like he's probably like this fancy phone.
Oh, he
these
might just tie an ass whooping off, right? Like,
yeah. He might be in there beating somebody's ass right now. Like, I told y'all to pay the phone bill.
How's that? You there, Quentin?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, there we go. Hey, there we go. All right.
Hey, just ignore the last 5 minutes of Al talking shit. It's all good.
Thanks for coming back. Thanks for coming back, Q, because it was about to get crazy and we just let Al go.
Hey, no, Quentin was on the phone with AT&T. He was like, I will come down there and I will kill your whole family. I will wipe you off the face. And they were like,
I have a very particular set of skills.
They were fixing his shit fast as hell. Like, we're sorry, sir.
That's hey, when we were deployed, he used to pick up the phone and be like, come to my office. I'd have to fix his shit.
Somebody in Saudi Arabia right now is freaking out because he called them. They were like, holy shit, sir. And they were like, oh.
All right, where
I
were
just
we?
report-
Where were we with Mr. Quentin
No.
Smith?
Well, this is where we were. I'm gonna tell you where we were. I asked him. He said he went to jump school, and I asked him. So you mean to tell me that you went up in a perfectly operable flying airplane and jumped out of that shit with a damn parachute just to see if you could touch the ground?
And make sure the
And
parachute
got
opens.
qualified for it.
We did it willingly and with a smile and ready to do it again when we hit the ground.
So the first time that you went up,
Damn
there,
right.
you were okay. You were good.
I tell you what, I was more relaxed and more. It was easier to jump out of an airplane than it was to rappel out of a helicopter.
Yeah,
Wow.
rappelling sucks balls.
I wouldn't mind rappelling from a helicopter.
Oh,
I'm not
it
jumping
sucks.
out of a perfectly
Oh.
flying airplane.
No, when you jump out and you're floating down, you have a little bit of control of that parachute. You're just free of everything. There's nothing around you.
Right.
Well,
Until
Depends on
you
where
hear
you're
that
jumping.
splat. Until there's that splat. Because it'd be me. They'd be like, hey, who got Blake's parachute? Yeah, I got
It's
it.
got to be in the plane like a freshman
Yeah.
on prom night.
let's make sure he looked into the. He was paying attention in the class. That's you might have to pull your secondary. That's what they did
Oh,
for Scott.
yeah. My thing would probably be like,
Better pull
Well,
that
Quentin was
reserve.
that he was stationed at Fort Bragg. So how many jumps do you have? You have at least
I only
30
did-
something, right?
No, I only did 25 because we were deployed so much, but I did get to go to jump master school while I was there. And that was a very rewarding school. We started out with 98. They brought us all into the classroom and they showed 98 of us our diplomas and made us check our serial number and our social security number, all that. And they said, all right, hand them back. And half of you will never see it again. And they were telling the truth.
Wow.
We graduated with 48, almost 50% attrition rate.
Shit, as long as they didn't hand y'all a bunch of fucking iPhones, y'all would have been okay. You had to hand y'all some iPhones. The whole class would have failed.
It's just like in the Army, you have soldiers calling at all hours. Now I got customers calling at all hours.
All hours.
And they don't care either.
Hey, you see that, Scott? Look,
What'd she
he
say?
said Samuel Williams over there said jumping out of an airplane is just like getting in a boat designed to sink. I agree with him on that.
Hey, man, I know Sam. What's up, Sam?
Yeah.
But a boat is not designed to sink. By the time that boat sinks, I'm out of there, man. I'm already
You got to
done
remember,
figured out
Scott.
something.
Look, I can't believe you just said that. I have less deployment time than you, and I know that a boat is a submarine and a ship is a ship. So boats are designed to sink.
I didn't know the difference.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
They
you
call
know.
submarines boats in the Navy, and ships are ships. There's a difference.
Well, yeah. Well, by the time my ships would have enough time to sink, I'm out of there. I'm already. I found something to float and get my ass up out of there. I'm not going out like that. Not that way.
You would have
But I
been
would
like,
take-
I can fly this helicopter.
I'm gonna
Just
take my
watch."
chances. I'm gonna take my chances on the ship because at least if something happens, I got the second option to swim. If I jump out of a plane and something goes wrong, I'm an oil spot. That's it. And I'm good. I'll take my chances on being shark bait or floating on something and getting to the shore, staying on the island. I'm good.
All right. So,
All right,
all
Quentin,
right,
back to you, sir. I'm
1992.
All right, so-
1992. Join the military.
It does seem like a long time ago. 1992, I went to Berlin, Germany. Can you imagine being 18 years old going to Berlin, Germany?
Yeah. What base were you in Germany?
And Berlin.
In Berlin? Okay.
Andrew's Concern, the 287th MP company. And we were there until they deactivated when President Clinton came over there. That was a good time over there. I would,
Yeah.
It's a culture shock for your liver too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for your Army medics, all the syphilis y'all probably had running around in Germany.
Yeah, I don't know anything about all that, but yeah, we drank a lot of beer. I know that much.
We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. So talk to us about deployments and when you met this guy named Ty Cobb and how that was, and a little bit about what you guys did together.
Ty and I actually first crossed paths in JRTC in March of 2001 in preparation for Kosovo. And then we crossed paths again in Kosovo. See, I know more about our relationship than Ty does. That hurts. Then we crossed paths again there in Kosovo. And I was at station at Bragg at the time. He was at Fort Campbell. Because there was some smack talk, and we were airborne MP company, and they weren't, and that's all that mattered. So but then going to Korea from there, and got sent over there for a year or two. It ended up being 3 years altogether. Ended up going to Iraq from Korea, so I was there for a total of 18 months altogether. That definitely put a strain on your personal life, your married life, and things like that. And then you get over there, and the one common denominator we had at every installation we ever went to was alcohol, and that was the one thing that we always seemed to migrate to on the weekends and whatnot. And especially when you were in Korea, hitting that soju, that stuff was not good for you.
Ooh,
But
Yeah, I remember soju.
soju tents, yes, sir.
So I
Yeah.
remember when we went to Korea with the bees and we talked to the Korean firefighters, the first thing they told us, make sure you hit the soju tent on the way out. Do
Mhm.
not hit that thing on the way in. And we had a guy that didn't listen. And we got
Yeah.
up one morning to pour concrete at a job. This dude was trying to fight himself in the bathroom, dude, because he couldn't figure out what the walls were there for. And then once he busted out, he's looking in the mirror. And he's like, "What are you looking at?" We're like, "Oh shit!"
That
We're like,
sounds
"He did
my
the
son.
soju
That
on the
sounds
way
like-
in."
Sounds like my son Austin when he was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah,
Soju
that
on the
soju's
way
no
in.
joke, dude.
Yeah, that stuff is not fun.
Yeah,
It hits you hard too, and you're not expecting it.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I don't know nothing about the soji.
Yeah,
It's
so
it's clear and it has no smell. And once you mix it to a drink, it tastes delicious. It's like it's like drinking fruit punch, and then you're from there it's downhill.
So Al, that's how you woke up. That's what crossed you over.
Shit, bro. Hey,
That's soji.
that's soju. Well, I'm kind of with Quentin on this one. Like, I don't know where you were going with it. I'm assuming you were going to talk a little bit about that culture, that alcohol culture in the military, which is that what you're kind of about to talk about? That culture, right?
yeah, I was gonna get to the full story of that.
Okay.
Building up to it. But yeah, I was in Korea I was 12 months in, had orders back to Bragg, and the commander walks up, says, "You're taking your platoon to Iraq," and took the orders back. So that's what happened there. And went down to Camp Buka, working at the detainment facility down there, out in the middle of nowhere, just over the border of Kuwait and Navstar. So it got done with that, went back to Korea, then lost my orders to Bragg and ended up at Campbell. And that's where Ty and I reunited for an extended period of time there.
Yeah, we were where were we in HHD or 561st?
Yeah, I went to 561st right after its 101 deactivated.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
stepped in there, and then with First Sergeant Bobby Parks, now Sergeant Major, retired.
He got the final 101 MP company guide on, right?
Well, he deserved it.
It's sitting in his office, or it was when he was at Fort Polk when I was the G6 NCOIC. I'd walk in there and send pictures of it to random people every other day or so.
Don't tell Brandon or CSM.
Oh, I sent it to Brandon for sure. Yeah, Woodring knew too. Woodring knew too.
I bet they were upset about that.
They all said, "Where are you at?" I couldn't tell them where I was, but I guess I just did.
Yeah.
Well, does that matter now? I mean,
Statute of limitations probably up on a company got on that got deactivated. 2005, I think was when.
Wow.
101 came. Yeah.
Shout out Black Velvet. Jay Buchanan's on here watching us. So my boy Jay, Black Velvet. Shout out Black Velvet.
What is that, Velvet? All right, go ahead, Q-Dog.
So, Ty, I think the next time we actually deployed together, because we went separate ways on the next deployment, because 561 went to Bagram after that.
Yeah, I was with you in Bagram with 561. Thanks.
Yeah, we were in the same company. Then we got reunited again when HHD went over.
Talk about who knows the relationship better. All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm older than you. I can forget things.
Yeah, you were third by like a minute, maybe. You were third platoon in that first deployment, and then at the end, you went back to be the HHD first sergeant. That's when we built the all-star team.
Yeah, that's when we to get ready to go again with Sergeant Major Palmer.
Right. That story's been told by Berto Fight on here. So.
Oh yeah,
that's a pretty crazy story, but.
Yeah, so it was just nonstop. I would say from 2001 until 2010, when I finally left Campbell to come down here to Fort Gordon here in Augusta, it was literally every other year I was in another country. And when you come home, during those rotations, you're different, your wife is different, your kids are different, but the only thing that was the same was that bottle of Jim Beam. And that's where a lot of people turn to. And I was one of them. I dove right into the bottom of it and stayed there for quite some time during my time in the military. It took a long time to get out of that bottom, get on to recovery, and to get the life going back again. But that carried on down here to Fort Gordon. You go from a place like Fort Bragg, Fort Campbell, where it's balls to the wall, kill everything you see, 100 miles an hour, and you come down here to Fort Gordon, it is nothing. It's all TRADOC, and it's all, privates running everywhere, and instructors running everywhere. It's not the, shoot them up and move on to the next one kind of atmosphere that Ty and I grew up in.
Because you were the provost sergeant major there, right?
Yeah, I was the provost sergeant major for a little bit there towards the end. Sergeant Major Mulcahy, you remember him?
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was down here with us. He got deployed, so while he was gone, I filled in his shoes for that year, and then when he got back, I retired. So I kind of walked out at that position there,
Right.
with Colonel Bush. But not a knock on Fort Gordon. Fort Gordon's a really nice place to be, especially if you're trying to tone it down and demilitarize, because you can't. It's hard to get out of a place like Fort Campbell and Fort Bragg and walk out of those barracks and then walk over to corporate America. Your mind's not there. Your mind's not right. Your mind is still in the battlefield. Your mind is still in the motor pool. Your mind is still at the range. Your mind, you need to defrag yourself. And Ty and I were talking about this earlier, where you get so wrapped up and so gung ho about the military that your uniform becomes your identity, and you don't even know who you are anymore. You don't even know who Quentin is anymore, or Ty is. You just don't know who you are anymore. And when you try to get out of the Army and transition into the real world, nobody in the real world gives a shit if you went to combat lifesaver school back in '95. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And if you think that is school, that's just an example. If you think that's going to get you a job, forget about it. Hang it up. And you look at these people's resumes, and I've seen the resumes now as a business owner. I did this in the Army, did this in the Army, did this in the Army. You got to translate that. You got to find yourself. You got to reinvent yourself, so to speak, to be a transition out of the military. And, Ty and I both know quite a few people that actually retired, but couldn't find their identity, couldn't figure out who they were, and they ended up taking their lives. And, we don't want that to happen. That's the last thing we need to do. So if we can reach people, start finding your identity, a year or two before you get out. Start making that plan a year before you get out, before you get out, figuring out what you want to be, because you don't want to do it the way that I did it. The way that I did it is I crashed and burned, hit rock bottom. I was drinking a fifth a day, ended up in the hospital for a month, died twice that night. I went to the hospital, fought 7 paramedics on the way to the hospital, just showed out all kinds of ass on the way over there. But when I came out of there and started that road to recovery, each day of recovery, I started getting more and more of who I was back and who I wanted to be. And then you'll start figuring out your drive comes back, your motivation comes back, who you are, who you want to be, it starts to come back. And, once I got well enough and got better enough, I went and took a job at Lowe's, delivering and installing appliances, way overqualified, didn't need to be doing that job, but I had to do something to get my feet back on the ground, to get out there and start doing something. And, I had to reinvent myself. And, that took off into the endeavor that I'm on now. But not to belabor the point, if we can drive this point home to anybody that's listening out there, is don't let your identity be the military. Find who you are and identify who you are. Ask yourself, who am I? What do I want to be? What am I bringing to the table? What can I bring to the table? You've got this history, you've got the values, you've got the ability to work together, you've got the knowledge, you've got the leadership. If you walk out of there with a degree, you got that. A lot of your NCOES schools and things like that will translate to, leadership skills and things like that. But we've all heard the saying, don't let your resume wear combat boots. And a lot of people will get out and do that. And they think because I went to ANOC, you owe me a job. These people out here in the civilian world, they don't know you shit because they don't even know you. Half of them don't even know what the Army is, because every time I go to a customer's house now, what'd you do in the Army? I was an MP. okay, let's go look at this refrigerator. You know, they don't, that's all they care about. And then move on to the next thing. But you know, if you get a guy that was in the military, I've run into a lot of guys who are at the 101st. You know, I can sit and talk to those old timers for hours because they got some stories.
Yeah.
Because you know, it was a hard lesson to learn, but I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't go through that and learn that and still have everything that I got while I was in the Army to have alongside it. So, you know, I wouldn't wish that path on anybody. So if we can reach somebody to avoid that path and get help now, you know, if you got a drinking problem or if you don't know who you are and you're getting ready to get out, you know, I was also going through a divorce at the time. I was 6 hours away from my kids. There was a lot dumped on you at one short period of time, and you're sucking from a fire hose trying to figure life out real quick. And Jim Beam does not help you. Jim Beam is not your friend. That's just going to compound and make the situation worse.
Damn. Dang, Q, you put a lot of stuff out there, man. But I want to tell you straight up, bro, you badass, man. And I'm glad that you pulled yourself out of that shit, because your story is what needs to be told and needs to be heard out there for people who got into a dark place and couldn't figure out a way to get out. And I'm going to just tell you, man, you are a badass for being able to figure it out. However you did it, however slow, however long it took, you kept waking up, you kept trying, and you're still here, man. So I commend you for that from the bottom of my heart, man. Hearing your shit, that was real talk right there, brother. That's what I like to hear on this podcast, is the success story of that, because you didn't get catapulted out of it, man. You dug, you fought, you know what I mean, for your kids, your family, yourself. Shit, even if you had to take a job at Lowe's, like you said, you knew it wasn't where you needed to be, but you still got up and did what you had to do to still be here, man. And that's the story. That's the true championship trophy right there, man, is that you're still here and you did that. So I just wanted to give you that while I'm here, man, before I forget it, for it leaves off my mind, man, for sure.
I appreciate that.
This is what working for Quentin was like. He was in charge of me in one shape or another through two deployments, like directly. Like I worked directly for him pretty much, because I was always with him. I was like his battle buddy, along with another guy named David Rupp, who I have a long history with. But we were such a group that he made us. You know, he had some fire behind him, but he would let us learn our jobs, learn the peripherals around us, and then adjust the way we were going to do something our own way. And then once he figured out who you were, because he would map out everybody he had in his formation. Once he mapped out who you were, he would put the right people together, and shit just worked. So just like now, we would talk to each other after I got out in 2017. I was like hardcore. I was a hardcore guy to be just a support guy, you know? So we would talk back and forth to each other on the phone just to keep each other sane. Like he was getting ready to retire, I was already out, or, you know, whatever the case may be. It's just great to have someone like him that is able to wax poetic. Thanks for the shirt, by the way, man. To wax poetic about things and speak directly to me. I trust what he says. I believe in what he says. And so he's one of them people like me and Al talk about. You can call him, it doesn't matter when. And you're simpatico. You're just like, you're right there. You know what things smell like when they're describing something. Mm-hmm. That's what Q is to me, as well as Woodring and Berto, because Berto went on these deployments with us too. I think he deployed 2 out of 3 times with us. But yeah, so it's a very close knit group that I was able to be around. So when I hear the other people talk about all the shit that happened in their units, I had such good leadership in front of me. All these people that I talk about, these people were all in the same unit. Like we were all together. It was a span of 10 years, but man, the leadership I had. And this is just a guy, you know, another one of my fucking awesome leaders. So yeah.
So
hey,
Q,
thanks for that. Q.
That's out, man. Q, question I have for you though, real fast, what we're talking about a little bit. So because I'm, you know, trying to figure out how I can tie it into where you can help, so we can help somebody who may be similar in the mindset, right? Can you tell me or tell us a couple of things that kept you motivated to where you didn't give up? Like, you know, when you have those moments when you're like, man, hell with this shit. Look at where I'm at, man. I'm drinking this every day. I'm feeling like this. What are some of the things that you use, or what were some of the motivators that got you to where you were able to get up, wake up, and still keep pushing?
That's a good question. I've been asked that question before, and one of the reasons that I dug myself out of that hole was my daughter told me when she was like 7 or 8 years old, she was like, Daddy, I need you to be there to walk me down the aisle. And if that don't punch you in the mouth, nothing else
Oh
will.
yeah.
And then, the second thing is I got tired of being viewed the way that I was being viewed. I got tired of not having credibility. I got tired of my word being tarnished, being labeled, all that. And, you have to reach inside to overcome that. It takes a lot of self-discipline, self-worth and self-pride to get yourself out of that. And, as Ty can tell you, I'm pretty fucking stubborn when it comes to things sometimes. And I made a goal and set my plan and in motion, and that was it. I wasn't coming back from it. I wasn't going to go down that road again. I can go into a bar right now, sitting right next to a guy drinking a fifth, and I wouldn't even touch it. Wouldn't even think twice. Wouldn't even look at it. So that's how far gone I was at. And you guys know as well as I do, you can preach to your blue in the face until that guy wants to stop. He's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Until
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
until I wanted to stop drinking, nobody was going to make me stop drinking. But no, it just took my daughter saying that to me, and then looking in the mirror one day and say, no, this isn't me. I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, you touched on it earlier, and it rings true probably for everybody that watches our podcast, right? The culture of the military, unfortunately, right? That's the culture, right? Every battalion party, every Christmas party, mid-deployment parties. There's not a party, there's not an event in the military where it's not centered around alcohol, right? Even when Matt can tell you, Scott could too, when we make chief and we drink from the grog and we do all these, we toast with port wine. It's very alcohol centric. And it brings up like my son Austin, he's on here watching too. And me and him had a conversation, Quentin, about that same culture, right? Because he was in the same boat. He was David nailed it. Marine Corps ball, the Navy ball, the khaki ball. It is. Hey, this is what we're doing. We're getting shit faced. We're showing our asses. And Lord forbid you show up late tomorrow, because then we're gonna fucking hammer you for doing what we told you to do, right? But my son was in the same boat, right? He was in the Marine Corps, and he grew up around me, and I tell him all the time, I think my son joined the Marine Corps about 10 years too late, right? Because, he got an alcohol incident in his tech school or his A school. And then, a couple of years later, he had another incident, and then ended up getting a DUI and getting out of the Marine Corps. But the problem was the Marine Corps didn't have a good support system to say, hey, maybe this young Marine needs help. Maybe we get him into some kind of treatment, or we whatever, right? They still glorified it because he was still in the barracks, and it was the same thing every night, right? Everybody's cracking a beer, everybody's drinking, and before you know it, that becomes a big piece of the identity of the military. Unfortunately, I mean, you nailed it. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Everything revolves around that. And then when you get out of the military, like you said, that's what you've been doing for 20 plus years or 10 years or however long it's been. It almost becomes a little bit of our identity, because that's how we cope with stress, or that's how a lot of people do, right? Hey, I'm having a rough day. I'm going to grab a drink, or, that just becomes kind of the norm, right? That's how you unwind. And before you know it, if you're not careful, that shit can get away from you very, very quickly, right? So, no, absolutely. I mean, you were spot on.
Yeah, it grabs a hold of you and it won't let go. I mean, like I said, Berlin was my first duty station. We had a company party, and the company bought, this big 50-gallon trash can, full of beer. And that's how the party started from there. And then people leaving from the party getting DUIs.
Yep.
That was command sponsored alcohol.
And the command hammers you, then they hammer them. They throw the book at him, right? I mean, shit. We used to joke, I'm sure y'all did in the Army, you couldn't even make E7 in the Navy or the Marine Corps. You couldn't make gun unless you had at least 2 DUIs and had been to captain's mast at least once or twice, right? That was kind of the norm. Like, you'll make sergeant major, but you got to have at least 2 DUIs. That's how you do it, right? I mean, that's just how it is.
Hey, Quentin, we're going to take a break real quick, so don't go away. And when we come back, we'll talk more about your journey out of alcohol, and I definitely want to talk about your business. We'll get right back to it. Be right back.
Get ready to groove to the electrifying sounds of DJ Royal T, the maestro of mixing who knows how to turn any event into an unforgettable dance sensation. Royalty Entertainment is here to bring you the ultimate musical experience, straight from the ones and twos, in your ears and through your body to activate them dancing shoes. Get ready to sweat, party, and have a good time while your DJ needs are being blazed by none other than me, DJ Royalty. I have spent years crafting together a DJ entertainment empire that promises a customized blend of musical tracks, mix and mastering, and top quality sound, all while providing a vibrant ambiance to accommodate any of your DJ needs. Royalty Entertainment Services is your premier one-stop shop for top-tier musical entertainment and is hosted by yours truly. For more information, reservations, and booking, feel free to look around the website at godjroyalty.com. I am DJ Royalty, and this has been another Royalty Entertainment production. Yeah.
Got Your Six Culture is a veteran-owned t-shirt company that's making a powerful impact, one t-shirt at a time. These guys are simply badass. Whether you're a proud veteran or a family member or a patriot at heart, you're going to find the perfect tee that speaks directly to your soul. But wait, there's more. When you shop at Got Your Six Culture, you're not just supporting veterans, you're supporting American small business. You're also supporting the dream of veteran-owned small businesses around the world, and these guys put heart and passion into everything through designing all their t-shirts right here in the USA, ensuring you have top-notch quality in every design that you purchase. Show your appreciation for veterans and first responders today, and head over to gotyoursixculture.com and browse their amazing collection of products. And guess what? Our friends at Got Your Six have a badass treat special for our listeners. Use the code Triple Threat at checkout and get an exclusive 15% discount on your purchase. So show your support for our heroes of country and community. Shop at gotyoursixculture.com right now. And don't forget to use the code Triple Threat at checkout for an additional 15% off. Hashtag same flag, same oath.
You've served your country. Let us serve you. Buying a home can be a stressful process. At Veteran Mortgage Solutions, we have decades of experience qualifying your benefit income and making it part of your credit profile. We help veterans obtain mortgages at great rates with better terms. This is our dedication to America's warfighters.
What's up, everybody? It's Ty from the Triple Threat Vet Podcast. Just reminding you that the book by Vincent Rocco Vargas, Borderline, is out. I've got mine on Audible, but I actually got a hard copy today from my wife. So on Saturday, 2 December at Project Halo Brewing, I'm going to get this signed. So can't wait.
Mount Everest ain't got shit on me.
Yeah, that
Hey, Matt.
I didn't realize that was going to show us while it was showing the video.
Hey,
Yeah,
Matt,
yeah.
Your boy Black Velvet said you should get him to narrate it. You need that silky sounds of the Nighthawk.
Well, let's go. Give me a call. We'll get you on the track. But just so you know, we don't pay no royalties yet. When my bank account's set up, I got a checking and a savings, and
Hey, Black Velvet, you need to get out there to Germantown and watch DJ Royalty's son just busting him over the head out there as killing the game. So get your behind you. I know you live in that area, bro. Get out there to Germantown, bro. Support BJ.
Yep.
All right, Q Dog. We were at you were coming out of it, and you were resolute in yourself that you were going to do it, and that's the only way it was going to be done. So, how did that kind of turn into? Where did that happen in relation to you retiring?
I retired in January 14, and the crash happened in June of 14.
Okay.
So we're coming up to almost the 10-year mark.
So at what point were you able to identify, because I know that you're very self-reflective and, you're going to come up with a plan on how it's going to happen. But when did you become aware that some of the mental things were coming down on you real hard to make you, just stop cold turkey? I'm never going to drink again. Like I know it, but I know how you are, but how would you describe that initiative that you have to, or intestinal fortitude?
It's one of those things where your body starts to shut down, your mind starts to shut down, and you just physically can't go on. Like your brain and your mind still wants to go on. Your brain, your mind still think you're this physical specimen that was in the military, but your body starts telling you, no, you're done. You're about to go down for good if we don't make some changes around here. And you have some bodily functions that aren't supposed to be happening the way they're happening, and you start seeing things that aren't supposed to be happening, and you just realize that it's time to make some changes. Um, from the mental capacity of what it was, like I said before, I just got tired of the way I was being viewed and the way I was thought of and the way people treated you because you were labeled of a drunk, or something like that.
So when you say that's what I wanted to ask. So when you say labeled, were you labeled like this in the military?
Yeah, I perceived it that way. And that's another thing about alcoholism is that you're paranoid about everything.
Right.
Does my breath stink? Did the commander smell? Does the commander know? Does the platoon sergeant know from the meeting? Because you come in on Monday morning, the whole platoon smells like a brewery, so you can't tell who it is. But on Thursday morning, why you still smell like that? You know what I mean? So
Right.
you start second guessing yourself, and you start losing self confidence because of it. And one of the biggest regrets I have from it too, from the military, is what it took away from those soldiers that didn't deserve that. That's an apology owed to each and every one of them as well. Especially being the first sergeant of a line MP company and not being who I could have been for them, being 100% for them. That's a big regret that I'll take with me forever. And even the last 3 years at Fort Gordon here, that's not who I was, when I was an E6 or an E7, still kicking in doors back then. So, but yeah, your body will tell you when it's time to move on and when it's time to make a decision, basically. Your body will tell you, and then you're psychologically you got to make a decision. You got to make some decisions on what you want to do, either pull yourself out or just stay there and and wallow. And I made that decision, and here we are.
So when you were going through the after part, you went to the doctor, and then you came out of that. You decided to make the change, right? So did you just go in like cold turkey? I'm going to go into like an inpatient program. Did you do it on your own? If you could, if you're able to, or you're willing to, like, describe the journey of what it took to you get to the point where you are sober, because sometimes people just don't know where to start, right?
Yeah.
They want to do it, but hearing someone's story on how they accomplished that sometimes can help. So if you're okay with sharing it, like, what was your process to help you get through that part, and what kind of things helped you get along that?
The one word that I can use to describe that process is you have to submit to recovery. And if you don't submit to recovery, you're not going to recover. And what happened with me is I died in the living room floor, and the ambulance came, and my kids saw it too, and that I can't take that back either. And they took the ambulance, came and got me, and 2 or 3 days prior to that, I already made the decision I didn't want to do it anymore. But when you had been drinking like that for so long, you can't quit cold turkey. That's LSD is the only thing worse than alcohol coming down off cold turkey. Coming off cold turkey will kill you just like you were drinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're in that situation, you can't go cold turkey, because that'll make the situation 100 times worse. So I was in the hospital getting pumped full of things to kind of make me drunk again, so I could come down slower, instead of just because my blood sugar was out of whack. I couldn't keep water down, nothing like that. But I knew that was the beginning of the process, and by then I had submitted to the process. And once you give in and submit, you're going to win.
Yeah. So coming out of that and submitting to that and doing those things, like, what are the today? I know that you said you can go into anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. You could sit down, you can talk to people, they can have their drinks, they can have their good time. That doesn't really tempt or persuade you anymore.
No.
What are some of the things people can do to get to that point? I guess I would ask is, like, for you, it doesn't bother you, but I'm sure there's coping things that maybe you have to do when you're around those people to be like, okay, I know I don't need it. Or are you at the point now where you've submitted to it so much that you're like, it's not a big deal anymore, I don't need it because I know that I've given it up, because sometimes there's a difference in that. And I think just hearing how you view that would help people that are also looking for that same way to go a different direction, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, it does make sense. And the best way that I can explain that to it is reinvent yourself and repurpose yourself. And that's what I did with being a business owner. The same head of steam that I had as a first sergeant or a platoon sergeant is the same head of steam I had as being a business owner. And, being a business owner, I had no idea about anything. We had an S4. We didn't have to worry about that kind of crap. So you're learning all that stuff on the fly, but you got a franchise there to help you. The Mr. Appliance franchise and the Neighborly franchise, I've kind of found new identity through them. A lot of their core values are the same we had in the military. So it was an easy transition into that. If anybody's interested in franchising, I'd have a lot of contacts for that. That's a good way to repurpose and re-identify yourself once you get out of the military. Nobody in Augusta knows me as First Sergeant Smith. Everybody in Augusta knows me as the appliance guy. And
so were you doing that before you made the decision, or is this the thing that you found that you're like, hey, I think I can do that, and that's going to take up my time, it's going to help me, like you said, reinvent yourself? Because entrepreneurship sometimes is you've got to be buried in it, right? Like you can't just half-ass that, like you couldn't half-ass the military. So is that like the thing that led you on that journey, or were you already thinking about doing that before?
It started when I was working at Lowe's, when I was pulling myself out of that rut when I was working at Lowe's. I knew I wanted to open a business at some point, but I didn't know what that business would be or at all. I had a franchise coach, Liz. She was great, but it started when I was working at Lowe's. And I saw these people throwing these appliances away, and I was like, man, we could fix these things and make some money off of this stuff. So between that and wanting to be a business owner, Mr. Appliance kind of fell in my lap, and it was love at first sight and took off from there.
Nice.
Quentin, so kind of along the lines of Matt saying, so that obviously worked for you. That process may not work for everybody. Are you active in any type of support groups? Are you, do you work the 12 steps? Is there any other stuff that you do outside of, being engulfed in your work and being focused and motivated, right? Because everybody probably is not like us, right? We're motivated individuals. We're driven, and we're driven towards a mission, whatever that mission is, whether it's a civilian job. Are you involved in any type of support groups, or do you have resources in support groups that help?
No, and I went to the VA for the PTSD, that kind of training or counseling, so to speak, through that. But it was one of those things where, my story is going to be different than everybody. Everybody's different. What drove me was an internal drive, an internal fire to reinvent myself and move on. I did not do AA. I didn't go to any alcohol counseling. I didn't do any outpatient or inpatient treatment. The only reason I was in the hospital was to detox. And once I detoxed and was healthy enough to function on my own, then willpower and stubbornness and drive took over.
Got it.
And that's just a personal identity.
Yeah.
That's not a cookie cutter answer.
Right. No, perfect. I was just curious. I'm sure, you said you have kids, so I'm sure that's obviously a big motivator and a support system. But I just didn't know if I couldn't tell if you had went through a program or that you just went through the medical detox portion of it. I was just curious.
Yeah, a lot of the therapies that I think that Quentin and I kind of threw back and forth at each other was like immersion. Like we would talk to each other for 5-10 minutes on the phone 3 or 4 times a week sometimes, and then it would get less and less, and then sometimes we would check back in with each other. So I think I went through the way of the VA as well, and then therapy did work for me. But I do find that core group of people that we had at Fort Campbell in the early 2000s that went, to those early on deployments, they've all stuck together. We're in a text group right now, and that's very therapeutic to have those like-minded. They understand what you went through. They understand your buttons and understand that you may be acting like, you may be getting overwhelmed for no reason. So they know how to put you in check without it, kind of like we've developed that, guys.
Yeah.
It's a small unit mentality, and that's kind of what all the leaders did. So
yeah,
I know he does a 12-step program to go through his day, because he plans everything. He's like a freaking genius with all that logistical stuff. I'll never say this to his face, but Yeah, that's why he and I got along well together. He was literally like my big brother. You know, I could call him and we could check in with each other, and that's a great feeling to know. And now still we can still talk, and he'll say one word like, "Yeah, good talk," or Ty, all kinds of crazy jokes, inside jokes that we had just to check on each other during all those deployments. I'm sorry. I'm waxing poetic. Thanks for the shirt again, Matt.
No, you're good, bro. So
Okay.
tell me, when you decide, when you went into this journey of opening your business, I'm a little bit interested about that, because there's a lot of times that we get out of the military, right? We want to go work for corporate America, but there's a lot of people that have dreams of working for themselves, right?
Mhm.
So as you started to go through that, I heard you say you had a franchise coach. Was that franchise coach only for the business that you went into, or is that somebody that you were like connected with through another program that helped you choose a franchise, or how did that work?
She provided plenty of choices. I mean, she provided like asbestos removal, carpet cleaning, vending machine operations, any small business or big business franchise that you could think of. She could get you on that path and down that road to getting started with it.
Yeah.
The one thing that helped me get started with it, and as veterans, we all qualify for it, was an SBA loan, and that's your investment capital to start up your business with. And as veterans, we're all eligible for it, so it's a
Shit me,
resource that's out there.
Quinn. Shit me. My credit score's too low, bro. They don't give me shit, bro. They might come here and repossess some shit. They might be like, oh, we're gonna take all that. Shit me. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, my coach offered all kinds of opportunities, and like I said, as soon as said Mr. Appliance, and I was just working at Lowe's, I was like, that's a no-brainer. That was meant to happen.
So where did you connect with your coach? Like, is there an organization you went through? Did you go through the SBA? Did you go through the VA? Like, how did you meet your coach that ultimately helped you pick the business you were going to own?
The word networking is a very important word in the business community, just like it was in the military. It's who knows you, but the word networking is very important. So I got connected with Liz, so a friend of a friend, that put me in her circle. Now we're in each other's circle. But word of mouth, getting out there, putting your name out there. There's a program called Vet Fran, and that's specifically for veterans wanting to franchise. And it was started by Mr. Dwyer, which is now Neighborly. But Vet Fran has spent millions of dollars in reduced franchising fees to help veterans get on board as a business owner transitioning out of the military.
Good deal. I like it. So when you say that you were able to do an SBA loan, like as a veteran, you qualify for it.
Right.
And I'm just trying to help people get some education on the entrepreneurship side of coming out. Is that something that is only for veterans, or is that like because I know veterans qualify, but as a specific loan for veterans through the SBA, or is it one that any small business owner can apply for?
Well, SBA stands for Small Business Administration, so
Right.
I'm assuming it's for anybody. But don't quote me on that. I can't speak to that.
Man,
Sure.
fuck them civilians.
Well, I know that I've read up a little bit on like the SBA, and they do have like a sector there where they can help veterans with entrepreneurship. So did you join like your chambers of commerce where you're at once you were starting to network? Did you join, they have BNIs, they have networking groups, or did you just use that old adage military guy that you were like, I need some stuff. I need to go talk to some people. There's different ways to do it, but how did you approach your networking? Like what helped you the most?
The same thing we'd go if we went into a third world country. You got to get out there and get boots on ground. You got to introduce yourself. You got to let them know who you are. BNI's, Chamber of Commerce, every meeting you could possibly go to, passing out business cards. When you get your vehicle wrapped, that's your daily driver, so everybody knows you're out there, out and about, doing your thing. Marketing, advertising, just the same thing, same way when you guys promote the show, your marketing, because we're Google driven. Without Google, we don't have a business because we're a need-based company. So it's a need-based, need you now kind of thing. But yeah, BNI was a big thing. The chamber's a big thing. Advertising and working with those folks out there, sponsoring luncheons for insurance companies, just whatever you can think of, just to get your name out there. You know, I started this in October, and we didn't go live until January. But from October to November was kind of like the equivalent of the hours you put into in basic training.
Okay.
You got to put the work. You got to put the work into it. And you know, now we've been doing this for 7-8 years. And my daughter comes down here and she's like, "You make this look so easy." I was like, "It wasn't easy. You know, you got to build this up."
Yeah.
You know, just
I'm sure there's correlations between, you know, running a platoon or running, you know, a garrison and trying to get all that mass chaos controlled, because a lot of the military is controlled chaos. Once you find the rhythm in business, like it'll fall in place. You'll be like, I know how to do this. This is just like this happened. So I find sometimes with what we do is trying to equate what we're doing to some of the stuff that I did in the Navy, right? Like, oh, this is just like, you know, doing an NDOC. I need to teach you how to do these things. Or I need to show you this program. And so I think that all that training you're given in the military leadership wise, or just being a soldier or sailor or whatever in general, it helps you prepare. We just don't realize that while we're in, you know what I mean? It's an afterthought. We just think we need to go get a job somewhere, but it's good.
Matt,
I didn't know about the vet friend program.
And if that doesn't work, you know how to, you know the old saying, you know, when in doubt, waterboard it out. You know what I'm saying? Just show up to your local chamber of commerce, start waterboarding motherfuckers, and they're gonna give you loans. They're gonna take care of it. Just trust me on this.
Yeah, I can increment. I mean, he would make incremental phone calls to me just out of the blue and say, "Hey, you know, I just won, you know, the best so and so in this area," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's great. You know, so what's next?" And he'd be like, "You know, to get Top Gun in this category," and then he would call me, you know, 6-8 months later, "Hey, guess what? You know, here's a picture of my trophy." And we would check in ever since, you know, we got out, just check in with each other all the time, and I've seen him go from being in the military where, you know, I looked up to him tactically and personally. We were always around each other. Now I'm almost done. Always around each other. I've looked up to him, and then now to see him as such as a successful veteran business owner, like I look forward to each year. I almost look up Mr. Appliance, and I use them here because he owns some 3 franchises over in you know, the Augusta and South Carolina area. That's why I use them here in Houston. So I mean, he's so goddamn good at his job there that I use him here. So
nice.
So
I'm his biggest cheerleader, man. I love this dude.
If I get handcuffed to my refrigerator, I can call. I might be naked, but you could come in, get me out of the cuffs, and repair my shit.
Yeah, that's an easy one there.
Yeah,
he said that like it happens all the time too. It's another Thursday, dude.
You'd be surprised what we walk in.
I could in Augusta. So me and Matt were actually. I wish we would known you were there. We were not too long ago. We were in Augusta, and it was like, this is a real. And I'm from like the Columbus, Georgia area. I was like, ugh, this is a shithole. Like, oh, outside of the golf course, I wouldn't live with this motherfucker to save my life. But yeah, next time we're out that way, bro, we'll have to link up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Julian Henderson was asking us real quick. The name of the program is Vet Fran. Victor Echo Tango Foxtrot Romeo Alpha November, right? Vet Fran.
Right. Yeah.
And then right here for you, Julian got your 6 is giving you a link there. If you want to go ahead and copy that down, that's where you can get information on the program. So that's good. So I mean, now you're up, you're moving. What's next for the business for you? You know, as you do entrepreneurship, right? Ty was talking about you needed to win an award, you wanted to get to another level. So I'm sure like the future of what you're looking at, are you looking to branch out? You're going to open more? Like what's your plan going forward now? Are you just comfortable where you're at?
Well, we kind of shifted focus because when I first started, you know, the goals and the ambition were to spread out, you know, because it's an ego thing at some point too when you're dealing with that. But the bottom line suffers when you spread out. So if you could stay close, narrow in to home and go deeper into your market, then your bottom line goes up. Your top line may go down, but who gives a shit about that? You care about the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom line, if that goes up, you know, I've got this thing going for another 13 years and, you know, my daughter graduates college. There's a chance that she could step in and take over the business and keep it running. You know, she's got something to walk into, you know, that's like shake and bake ready made. But as far as myself, my exit strategy to get out of the business and what it looks like for the next 10 years is along the way, we're doing investments, we're doing savings, 401ks, so when I walk out of here, when I'm 61, I'll never pick up a tool bag again. And I'll be sitting at the lake house or on the boat.
You're
And
a
what do
damn
you
good
find-
dad. That's awesome.
Yeah, right. What do you find are your best investments that you're going to jump into, especially for like a retirement focused thing?
Well, right now I have a financial advisor, and we allocate so much money to him a month, and he distributes it out where it needs to be. So I don't know if you're doing it in the stock market, but the way the economy is right now is actually the best time to buy, because everything's so bad right now. But when it gets better, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the 10-year plan, the goal like that. All the wars and stuff like that are great. Rookie of the year, Top Gun, best appliance repair and Augusta, all that stuff's great. But, just like in the Army, CLS school in 95, Top Gun and Rookie of the Year is not going to pay for my retirement.
Yeah.
So you got to think 10 years down the road, what am I doing for myself in 10 years?
Very true. Very true.
And this is what pep talks were like when he was my first sergeant. Yeah, you did your fucking job. Now move out. Here's the next mission.
I'm just glad my kids ain't
But
listening to
first
the podcast.
sergeant, just tell me I did a good job.
What do you mean you want some time off? We give you Saturdays and Sundays, maybe.
No, man, I got so much latitude from the first sergeants that were in charge of me. I think they knew I was a pretty weird dude.
Yeah.
So
Well, they always
It was-
ask, like, don't you get 8 hours a night? That's time off.
yeah, exactly. So it's getting about that time, huh?
For sure. For sure. It's about that time. So just a quick question, Quentin. Has there
Yeah.
ever been a time where you've been really nervous to answer a whole bunch of questions, i.e. like being in a police lineup, question for a crime, anything like that?
No.
First time
Not
for
on that
everything, right?
level. Not
It's the
on
first
that
time
level.
for everything.
Right.
Because our man Scott has got a whole list of questions for you. So just get ready to get into the hot seat, my friend.
Okay.
Scott, we can't hear you, Scott.
I'm about to hit my button. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling and not anything. But I say for this time, it would be unfair for me, Q, I feel, to throw you in the official hot seat. Right.
Okay.
And the reason I say this is because to me, you are an American hero, truly an American hero, just by your story, just by the way that you have reinvented yourself and come out of a time that a lot of people would not have come out of that time. So for me to question you or put you in a hot seat to me would be a disadvantage when I feel like there's so much more that I can get from you by answering you these questions in a different way, if that's okay with you. It's going to be the first time done on the show, but because in honor of you and who I know that you are, I want to do it this way. Right.
Okay. Yep.
You have succumbed when a lot of people have not succumbed. And for that, I think that's testimony enough to empower people who are watching. My question for you, and it's going to be 10, but it's not going to be a 10 question about things that are irrelevant as far as music and stuff like that. I would like to know for you, give me 10 people who were impactful that was your support source to get you from your downtime to now, that you want to especially give a shout out and appreciation to for you being where you are, looking at retiring from somewhere else now. You woke up, you've done it, you still here. Man, you said yourself that you died and came back. This is your new life.
Right.
And you're here, man. And I'm just going to tell you, you are an American hero to me. You are a super American hero. We've had some badass people on the show, but your story is what I need to keep on pushing forward to the people who are watching. But I want to put you in the hot seat, and you can just tell me in any order how you want to, the 10 people who have got you back on your feet, being strong? Who was your support group that got you back to the Mr. Smith that you are today?
Well, the first two people I'd have to start with are my son Garrett and my daughter Kaylee. With their just being around them, knowing that they're going to be back to see me or be around each other, and the reestablished relationship that I have with my two kids, that's worth its weight in gold, obviously. But those two are heroes to me because of the way they stuck by me and the way they were always came back without judgment, without bringing it up, without worrying about the past with them. They're your kids, so you got a clean slate with them. So those two are my heroes as well. The night that I went to the hospital, that night there was a friend of mine, Karina Gilly. If it wasn't for her helping me out through this stuff, and she actually took my kids back to almost all the way to Tennessee that night to get the kids back to their mom. So she was a major help in all that. Even my ex-wife is on that list too, because not one time did she badmouth me. Not one time did she discredit my name to the kids. She was always supportive, through the recovery. She was always supportive through the military as well, but I screwed it up with alcohol. So those four are definitely on the list. Ty is on the list as well. We've heard the bond all throughout the show tonight. But Colonel Bush is on that list as well. Colonel Bush and Sergeant Major Mulcahy were my last two senior enlisted advisor and colonel before I retired out of the military. And, still close friends with Sergeant Major Mulcahy today. Still get happy birthday wishes from Colonel Bush all the time. Both of those were great men, and they weren't judgmental. They knew it was a problem. They knew it was needed to be addressed, and they knew that it was getting addressed. But both of those men were there to help and support through that. I don't know what number I'm on now, but I alluded to it earlier in the show. The soldiers at Fort Campbell, the soldiers at Fort Gordon that didn't get the benefit of my full capabilities, those soldiers are my heroes too, because I owe them an apology, but they also just did their jobs. They didn't use it against me and say, well, first sergeant's just drunk, or first sergeant, it wasn't used again. They still did their jobs. They still show respect. They still knew I was a good person and didn't hold that kind of thing that against me. And I don't know what number I'm on right now,
You good?
but my wife now, Ryan, she didn't see all the shit that I went through, but she understands and she relates, and she doesn't hold that over my head. She doesn't hold it against me. She supports. She's there. She understands it's there. She understands what I went through. And I've rebuilt my life with her, as a man and being married and a husband. She has two kids as well. So our four kids come together. We have our own family now. That's something that you lose when you're drinking. So she's definitely one of my heroes now, that we can have that kind of thing together.
My man.
And,
So
yeah.
look, so I see, I did what I wanted to do. That was good. But I'm gonna give you credit for 5, because now the people who are watching it would be unlike me, DJ Royal T, to remix it and mix it back again. I'm not gonna let you go. You thought you were out of the hot seat. That was my way of getting you in. But I'm only gonna you halfway through. I'm gonna give you these 5 that everybody wants to know, because I know Ty and the guys want to know what your answer is this. But I changed it up a little bit, but some of these I have to know from you. First one. You have a choice. Bo Jackson or Barry Sanders. Who is a better football player?
Man, both of them guys are men of character. Both of them are not cocky and arrogant. They just do their job. Silent professionals. I just watched that show on Barry Sanders, so I'm going to have to go with Barry Sanders.
Okay, Barry Sanders. All right. Now, who is a better basketball player? Allen Iverson or Steph Curry?
I like Steph Curry.
All right. Here we go. Ty, this one's for you. Now, Ty's your man, but I need to know from you, Q, because I know that you know these two. Who's better, Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh man, you got me on the spot on that one.
Oh yeah, you thought you was out the hot seat, but the fire's on the screen, so I got to put the
Yeah.
more fire on you now. Come on, you got to do this one right, Q. I'm counting on you.
Yeah, we got the icon, the king of pop, and we got
Say it, preach it.
yeah.
The king of pop and Mr. Popping booty cheeks out on the stage with high heels on. Which one? I'm not trying to lure you either way. I'm just saying.
We're gonna go with Michael Jackson on this
Oh
one.
man, that's my man. All right, this is the one right here. The last question of the day. This is the
All right.
one everybody knows what it's going to be, but I just
All
need
right.
to know for my people out there. LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Damn, you answered that one fast.
Michael Jordan's my generation, man.
All right, you officially come out of the hot seat, man. Give it up for my man Q Smith. You know, you were able to
Hey,
get
I like how you talked him into Michael Jackson, though. That was good. it was a really good sell. He was buying it the whole time. He was leaning in. He was listening, and I thought he was going to get up and put his hand in the air. You did a good job on that one, Scott.
Hey, I try to get him.
50%, dude. 50%.
I couldn't get him with the Michael Jordan and LeBron James one, man, but we were close.
Oh, there was no selling that one, bro. Oh, Jordan.
That was quick.
Well, Q, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, in my book, you're going to go up there as a true American hero just because of your heroism of wanting to fight and wanting to do better. I think that it is a loud message to speak to people out there that are looking for a reason to quit. You look for a reason not to, and you're still here and you're doing it, man. And for that, you are the hero of the day for me, sir, in my book, for sure.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ty, you brought him in. I mean, you got to. I did my thing. You know what I mean? I want you to. This is your man. Well, he's our man now. You know what I mean? He's part of the family for sure. But it was awesome having him here on the Triple Threat Vet podcast. I don't know if you want to stay with us for the sport part of it. You're welcome to.
Oh no, he's staying. He's staying for the sports.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's get to it.
He's gonna pick some of these games with us. I don't even think y'all know what we're picking this time.
Well, I hope it's conference championship games.
Okay, yeah. I hope I just randomly chose some, so
that'll work.
Well, there's only a couple played this weekend, so
yeah. For the record, people
pick like NCAA Division I quarterfinals.
For the record,
no.
Our hero was right. As much as it hurts me and makes me want to throw up in my mouth to say, our hero was correct. CU didn't do what they CU did exactly what he said that they were going to do, and I was wrong.
Hey,
so
I see Dennis Green and Al every time he talks. They are who we thought they were.
Oh man, you tried.
Why'd you have to circle it and make it special like that? That's not right.
I had to have him feel a little bit of special. I can't believe that I got caught up in fandom and went 10-2. I should not have done that. I feel stupid. I feel like a fanboy. Next year, I hope he stays. I hope he doesn't leave. I hope he's definitely staying in Colorado, and I hope they do better next year.
Yeah, he's going to stay. He's going to stay, man. They're going to do better.
But for this week that happened for real, Ty, I got to know how the hell did I only lose one game this week? And it was the one that I thought was a lock, man. How Kentucky going to go in and beat Louisville like that?
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Hey, we
got a funny story.
Household was like divided on that one.
So yeah, I got a funny story about a Kentucky football game. So Quentin went to a Kentucky football game when his Florida Gators played in Lexington. And like he called me, I think it was during the game, and it was a call where it says the entire interior line takes down Tim Tebow. Just to rub it in, he would call me, say that, and just hang up. You know, that's kind of relationship we had.
Well, I called you one time when Tebow was about to score on a jump pass, and you hung up on me.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
Hey, but since Tebow, how's it been?
It's been nothing.
Tim Tebow.
He still goes and hangs out though.
He just got put in the Hall of Fame this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, so here's the picks from last week.
Yep.
And the final standings for this season is I won.
And the only reason you won is because I purposely picked against FSU.
Yeah.
We had to have a game that we didn't pick the same, or we'd be tied, and that wouldn't be very fun.
I'm just happy I'm not in the basement.
Here's a point that no one's made. We chose FSU because at the beginning, that last game, we said who we think's going to be the best team, and I was like, I don't know, FSU's probably going to win it this year.
Yep.
And that's why they were there, because I thought they were going to win the national championship.
No, hands down, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
that's what. It's like, yep.
Like, I think Quentin just disconnected when you said that.
Yeah, he might have. Anyway,
I knew better than to pick the stinking ass Gators. I was like, I got to pick one different than Ty, and I was hoping maybe I got lucky, and I did not.
Well,
Here we go.
In my defense, I should
Ty,
be.
we have 1, 2, 3. We have 5 games to pick this week, and you've already given yourself the title, man. I think Al could come back on you this week and take one for the.
Oh no, that's the regular season's over. This is championship time now, baby. I mean, we can go week by week if you want to do like a little gentleman's.
No. You know what? No. We're good because this is gonna get real. This is gonna get real right now because I don't have.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have to be in my feelings anymore picking Colorado, so I'm good to go.
You know what? In my defense, man, we should have won. We should be 8-2.
Should be.
Hey, and I should be 6 inches taller and have 2 inches left.
Whatever. No, you
2
should.
inches
Hey,
more
you know
on my
what?
penis, and I don't. So
wow.
Hold on.
What kind of rings? Oh my God.
Even
hey, did
Julie
you
will tell
see?
you.
But did you see the comment Dion was making? I saw some social media stuff where Dion went on the thing and he goes, "Yeah, all these kids wanted to be on TV. They wanted to be in the limelight. They wanted to be shown in these big games, and they wanted to be noticed." He goes, "But they didn't listen." Because sometimes when that comes, you have to perform. And when that comes, it's hard to perform. So he kind of was like, they got all they wanted, but they couldn't handle it. And so now maybe they're going to be like, we're ready to listen.
Man, every game except for those 2 that they got blown out, they were one bad call away from being where they need to be. And I would tell you, Julie will contest that last game. The last game, man, they took a touchdown away from us. Nobody wants to talk about that. But if you watch the game, and I'm sure you guys didn't watch it, you guys just wanted to see them lose.
If
you watched the game, that catch, man, was a touchdown catch. For them to take that away, that was all the way bad business, man. It seems like people they just want to see Dion lose, man. But that's okay. Next year, it's not going to be that way. We're going to win. That's all I got to say about it.
Let's flash more football. That's all I can tell Dion. Let's flash more football. Let's play and perform instead of looking like we can perform. And then
dang, look at Julie. Julie said Colorado should be 8-2. Scott is right.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. That's what I'm saying. Me and Julie are gonna. You know what, Julie? Me and you're gonna watch football. But we're gonna watch football together because everybody they're not understanding. They just, it is what it is. But
we'll have to have a podcast and choose some championship games.
Yeah. Well, let's get to it, man. I'm ready for this.
All right, go ahead. You want to go first?
Nope, I don't want to go first. As a matter of fact, I think
I'll go first.
Al should go first. Because I know that what he's going to do, he's going to wait for us to make our picks make his picks. I want to see I want to see him say.
I'll go first. I already know my picks, so I'll go first.
I know my picks right now. I can scream them out.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, Georgia and Alabama. I got Alabama. Michigan and Iowa. I got Michigan. FSU and Louisville. I got FSU. Texas, Oklahoma State. I got Texas. And Oregon and Washington, I got Oregon.
Mine is going to be the same as yours, Ty, with the exception I think Oklahoma State is going to beat Texas.
All right, you got to say them because I got to write them real quick.
I got Alabama over Georgia.
Okay.
I'm going to take Michigan over Iowa.
Gotcha.
I am going to take FSU over Louisville.
Okay, and then this is the different.
Yep, Oklahoma State is going to beat Texas by 3 points.
Gotcha.
And Oregon is going to beat Washington for sure.
Damn, that was specific as hell, bro. Was you on that Back to Future car or what?
Yeah, because I don't have to. I'm just a loyal person. I had to be loyal to my CU, and it cost me, put me all the way to the bottom. But that's okay. I'll be at the bottom. I'll do that.
That's funny.
For the loyalty piece.
So let's see here. So I'm gonna go now. We'll let Al go later on, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm different. I think Georgia's gonna win. I think Georgia has their number. Georgia's winning.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Michigan. I'm gonna take Florida State. I also agree with Scott. I think Oklahoma State's hot. They're gonna take that game, and I'm gonna take Washington.
Washington, bro?
Yup.
Over Oregon?
Watch.
Okay. Congrats. All right, I'll take that.
All All right.
No, it's me.
Al.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I might as well just say whatever Matt said. That's exactly what I was going to. I'm going Georgia. I'm going Michigan. I'm going FSU. I'm going Oklahoma State. I'm going Washington.
Yeah.
Well,
Willis knows nothing.
my man Q, it's on you, big dog.
We got Alabama over Georgia, Michigan over Iowa. FSU combined opponent record is 60-something to 70-something. They're not going to beat Louisville. Louisville's going to win that game. Texas is going to beat Oklahoma State, and Oregon's going to win.
That's a nice little.
Dang, he just dumped on Florida State, bro.
He sounded very very
Florida State pick, dude. He was like, "I'm straining and it's coming out right now."
He was very confident when he said
it.
I'm just really sad at you guys that y'all really like, oh, Georgia's overrated. Y'all are fucking nuts, but okay. National champions.
What you talking about?
But hold on. If we rewind a couple of things, there's a couple of games that you didn't even pick Georgia to win.
I know that. But that was normally I would pick against them when I wanted to win because I have bad luck. But I'm just saying, Alabama, everybody's on that Alabama dick every year. Alabama's about to get their fucking shit drove again. And then when we play Michigan, we're gonna beat that ass too.
Yeah, but we already know that even like whoever loses that game is still in the Final Four, bro.
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah. If Georgia loses that game, they're still in.
Where's
the
Alabama?
only way Alabama's out of the top 4 is if they lose.
Well, they're number 8 right now, right? Or 7? Where are they at
Yeah,
right
but
now?
come on, dude. We're talking about Final Four. They got to make that money.
Everybody hates the SEC. That's the problem.
But that's where the money's made.
If Alabama beats Georgia, there will be no SEC team in the top 4 because everybody's a fucking SEC hater. Whatever.
How could you say not?
They won't. Alabama won't jump.
How do you say no to Georgia after 3 straight years of winning and no losing, and they lose one game?
Because everybody's a bunch of haters, bro.
I mean, I don't know.
I just
I'm trying to be on your side.
If Kirby
Smart, I think I'm looking at that G behind you. It's hypnotizing me. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, if Kirby Smart loses, I bet he goes to A&M. That punk.
Let's go, Kirby. Throw that game, baby.
Please don't, Kirby.
It's going down.
He's like, I already got a contract there anyway. This one don't matter. Whatever.
I was going to talk shit and say if Georgia wins this year, I'm going to get a Georgia tattoo on my penis, but I don't have enough penis to do it. So it'll just have to be the G and the A. Like I can't get the full all the letters, but I'll
just
put
get the G.
I'll put, yeah. That's probably you're probably right. It is kind of cold. I'll put the G on there.
Just get a G, a A, and a Y. Why? Because it's little.
Bro, I don't have enough room. 3 letters, bro. So I said I'm gonna do either the 1 or the 2.
Oh man!
Even when it stretches out a little bit, you ain't got room for the Y.
Now you could put you. We know how you people roll. You could probably spell out the University of Georgia at Athens.
No.
You people.
You can write University of Georgia at Athens and the zip code, all that shit.
I'm on my first part. I got like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious on the first part. I got to go back to get the second part done.
Julie, I hope we're not doing basketball because I don't watch it. I hope we're not.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think they can hang in the basketball. We might have to do that on a separate podcast.
That shit's tough. I don't even know.
We're just going to do the final. We're going to do the March Madness because you don't got to be good at that. You just pick things. Be like, where's that school?
I know
Kentucky.
I know Kentucky
for sure.
Kentucky, Gonzaga,
Indiana.
I know the teams that win. I don't know any.
Send them to the top.
Yeah. Well,
I want to tell you, Q Dog, or that's what I affectionately call him. A lot of us that were in that clique, I guess it was. It was a pleasure serving with you all those years. It was a pleasure being around you. I know that we probably said some horrible things to each other, and we both know why we probably said those things. And I'm so grateful that you were always there for me. And I hope you know I'll always be here for you. So thanks, brother. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me on there. I feel the same way about you.
Ditto.
Word.
Ditto.
Are we about to watch some sex with y'all about to be fucking with hats off? Is that how it's about to get out? We're about to do some of this right here.
Yeah, right. Real quick though, we're about to be done. So I want everybody to look real quick. So I'm wearing a hoodie today. It's one of our new designs that the t-shirt company has coming out that you can see in December. But our man Ty is wearing a shirt today that is going to be available for sale for the podcast. You guys have heard him say it. He talks about it all the time. So if you're looking to wax poetic, be on the lookout for that. If you want to get a pre-order on it, hit tie up on a message, and then we will get it sent in this way for sure.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So should we do it? Is it that time?
Yeah. Hey, you got anything else you want to say?
Who?
No,
Oh, Q.
no,
Yeah.
no. I think we said enough tonight. I'm good.
All right, Q.
All right, he's done. He's done talking.
Yeah, I
You-
said it. I'm
No
done.
words.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say no more.
He's
Man.
over this bullshit.
Hey, but I will be. If I don't talk to you after the show tonight, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'd like to talk to you on the phone.
Yeah, I got to drive to Columbia tomorrow, so I'll call you in the morning.
Absolutely cool.
All right, then.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, and people all around, for you who have this is your first time viewing the Triple Threat Vet Podcast, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for looking. Thank you for following and all that good stuff. For those of you that keep on coming back, we love you. We appreciate you. It's for you why we do what we do. If there's one thing I can say about our guest today, he is the epitome of getting back up. You might get knocked down, but you got to get back up and fight to live to fight another day. So if anybody out there is feeling like you have any reason to give up fight, never give up fight. You have to look for that reason to get up and fight again. Call a friend. You have to make sure that you live to see the better you. And the only way you can do that is you got to get up tomorrow, open your eyes and try. That's my message for today. You can do it. All you have to do is put your mind to it. You can do it. So my man Q is a living testament that if you put your mind to it, you can get up and do it. So for anybody who needs that message, that needs to hear it, it doesn't matter how far you go down. You can always get back up. So get back up. Come see us again. This is the Triple Threat Vet Podcast. I am DJ Royal T. Up to the top is my man Al Hero. Al Hero, what you got for the people out there?
Nothing. Appreciate you guys. Love all you guys for sure. Love you, David. I see you on there, brother.
My man. And upstairs to my, what's that? To my left, to my right on this side is my big dog, my brother Matt. Big Matt, what you got for the people before you leave?
The only thing I want to promote is if you're in the Fulshear, Texas area this Saturday, 2nd of December, you saw it in the podcast and the ads. We're doing a Meet the Author with Vincent Rocco Vargas. We had him on the podcast last.
What's up, everybody?
He'd be a pleasure to talk to. He's going to have, a lot of fun to have out there. So if you're out there in the area, please come by and see us. If you want to buy a book, we still have a few available for purchase that he will sign. And if you purchase one from us, it's a free pint at the at Project Halo because they're trying to support the event as well. And then other than that, I did want to shout out Julian Henderson. I know you know him there. Oh, Big Blake. It's good to see you, man. I hope the twins aren't keeping you up too late because they're getting older. It probably means there's a much bigger handful. But yeah, that's it. See you on Saturday, and stay safe out there.
For sure. Yeah, shout out to my man Julian Henderson. I saw you out there. My man T.Y., the fly guy, waxing poetic once again. What you got for the people, man? Thanks for bringing your guy on, man. He was great.
Yeah, I love sharing the sentiment. This is exactly what I've talked about 100 times. Is I love letting those people know who had a huge effect on me during my career how amazing I thought they were, and then to see how successful they are in their transition. That's what it's all about, just giving that one person the hope that they can do that, to have a veteran-owned business, that they can do that to go get therapy. That's what this is all about, just sharing stories and then being about that action to get right, just like what Project Zero says, just get out there. So, yeah, appreciate it. This is a great show for me. I loved having him on.
Yeah, for sure. All right, my man. Well, I will say this. We are coming up on the holiday time. Some of you guys have spent Thanksgiving with your friends and family. I have some friends that I know that this time could be a downtime too, because with COVID and things that happen in life, a lot of family members and friends and stuff aren't here anymore to celebrate with us. So sometimes this time of the year could be a downer time. But I would challenge you to take advantage of every moment that you have, right? death is something that is part of life, and we have to know how to move forward from it. So I challenge you to not be down, even if you don't have money to buy people Christmas presents and things that they need for Christmas. It's not about that. Find you somebody that you can call, that you can talk to, that you can spend some time and motivate, and think about the things, the beautiful things in life that we still have today. So I just want you guys to get up, get out, do something great. I want your next you to be your best you. And if you ever want to have a place to go, to have an ear with people who have a like-minded that have some feelings like you, come on to the Triple Threat Vet Podcast. We're on live every Thursday at 8 o'clock. So until we see you again, all you guys who are listening, all you guys who are following, I love you. Peace be with you. Happy holidays. And I'll see you on the next one. I am DJ Royal T, and we out of here.